Video games. Your child wants to play them, and you don't know the first thing about them. Don't fret, you're not alone. All over the country, parents just like you find themselves in the same bind. Well, pull up a chair, sit back, and let me, video game journalist Jason Fanelli, be your guide to the world of video games. Okay, so we've talked about the ratings, and then we talked about the consoles. Now we get to talk about the most important thing, the games themselves. I'm going to be grouping them by the console they come on, starting with Microsoft, then Sony, then Nintendo, and then multi-platform at the end. Now, I could go through their entire catalog, but since Xbox and PlayStation have about 7 years worth of games, that would take all day, and you don't have that. So I'm going to focus on 2013 specifically. If it came out from January to December of this year, that's the games I'm going to be focusing on here, as they're most likely the ones that are going to be on your child's radar. Now pay attention to what system they do come on. You'd be surprised how many parents come in asking for Mario on the PlayStation. The gamers are chuckling, but it does happen. So pay attention, and you'll have everything you'll need to know. Let's do it. The Xbox 360 only saw one exclusive game launch in stores this year, Gears of War Judgment. This prequel to the highly successful Gears of War trilogy puts Baird and Cole, support characters before, in a starring role. The characters may be different, but the violence and gore are just the same, so you can expect the rating to be M. PlayStation 3, however, has a ton of 2013 releases that you can only get on that system. The premier Major League Baseball franchise, MLB 13 The Show, is a PS3 exclusive, and you can bet it's selling like hotcakes right now if you're watching from the Boston area. Kids looking for whimsical adventure can find it in 3 places. Ni no Kuni, a role-playing game highlighted by the artistic style of Studio Ghibli. That's the Princess Mononoke and Kiki's Delivery Service people, in case you were unaware. Watch those movies. Puppeteer, a platformer set in a world of strings. And Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix, the HD upgrade for the first 2 games in the Disney Square Enix collaboration. For the older crowd, God of War Ascension shows us what Kratos was dealing with before the events of the main trilogy. The Last of Us thrusts us into a desolate world where monsters lurk around every corner. And Beyond Two Souls is an interactive cinematic experience starring Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe. Sounds like a movie, right? Both Microsoft and Sony have new consoles coming, and each one will have exclusive games on their shelves. PlayStation 4 only has 2, the M-rated shooter Killzone Shadowfall, and Knack, a game of fantastical powers and a vibrant world rated E10+. Xbox One has 4 exclusives, the blood-soaked zombie slasher Dead Rising 3, the just as blood-soaked Roman adventure Rise, Son of Rome, Forza Motorsport 5, the next installment in Microsoft's long-standing racing franchise, rated E because it's car racing, and Zoo Tycoon, an enhanced for Xbox One port of the popular zoo building game, also rated E because animals. Every other game coming to retail stores for the new systems can be found on either console, and we're going to get into them later. Before that, let's talk about Nintendo. Both the Wii U and 3DS have a spectacular lineup of kid-friendly games for your children to play for hours. A few of them are intended for the whole family to enjoy, so perhaps you, the parent, will get in on the fun too. First for Wii U, there's Pikmin 3, the game where you will control the tiny creatures known as Pikmin. Pikmin come in 5 different colors, and each has its own perks and weaknesses. Use them to gather fruit and save your homeworld from starvation. Similar to that is the wonderful 101, where instead of tiny creatures, you will control a group of human superheroes as they defend Earth against a malevolent space force. By drawing on the Wii U gamepad, you can set the heroes in formation and use them for attacks. Longtime Zelda fans remember the Wind Waker fondly, I hope. And now the GameCube Classic has been remastered in glorious HD and with some modern upgrades to make the slow parts go faster on the Wii U. Not to be left out, Mario himself is getting a new game in Super Mario 3D World, where 4 separate characters can control Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad as they thwart Bowser's latest evil plan. Look for new Mario power-ups including the cat suit, and a power-up which makes multiple copies of your character. Finally, 2 of Nintendo's more recent hits come back to the forefront in Wii Fit U and Wii Sports Club. Wii Fit U features the same fitness-based gameplay as before, using the same balance board you already own, which is nice. The game is actually a free 30-day download right now available on Nintendo's digital store, the eShop, and if you purchase a Wii Fit meter and activate it in your trial, the game is free of charge forever. Not a bad deal. For those not online, Wii Fit U and a Fit Meter will be bundled together in December. Also in Nintendo's digital shop is Wii Sports Club, bringing the 5 sports that made the Wii a household name back to Wii U with HD graphics and online multiplayer. After going through your 24-hour trial, you have a couple of options. You can purchase a day pass with 24-hour access to all of the sports for $1.99, or you can purchase unlimited use of each sport for $9.99 apiece. Interesting pay model, but if you only want to play it for a little while, it might be worth it just to pay the $2. The 3DS also boasts a strong lineup of games for all ages, including some huge names. I'm sure you've heard the name Pokemon before, so Pokemon X and Y should be on your radar. This is the biggest update of the series yet. New graphics, new world to explore, new species of Pokemon, new battle mechanics like Mega Evolution, and more. I could go on forever. Also, Animal Crossing New Leaf lets players once again create their own little village of animals, only this time you're going to run the show as the mayor. Make sure to keep those townsfolk happy. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon once again puts poor Luigi against legions of spooky ghosts in multiple haunted mansions. Although it may sound scary, it's more of a spook for the guy on screen than the player. You'll be too busy laughing at his fright. The serious strategists of the world will love the turn-based strategy combat of Fire Emblem Awakening. And Zelda fans also have a 3DS game to look forward to in The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, which goes back to the format of the Super Nintendo classic Link to the Past. Finally, we come to games that can be found on multiple systems. These games will be available to you basically no matter what you pick, so make sure you know as much as you can about them, as you'll be seeing them probably no matter what. Skylanders Swap Force continues the figurine-based gameplay of Activision's insanely popular franchise. Seriously, I saw a kid dressed as a Skylander for Halloween, it was great. But for the first time, they have some major competition in Disney Infinity, where kids can collect their favorite Disney characters in their own adventure. Sports fans have Madden NFL 25, FIFA Soccer 14, NBA 2K14, WWE 2K14, and NHL 14 to whet their appetites. And superhero fans have 3 titles to scratch that superpowered itch. Batman Arkham Origins, which lets us live the beginnings of the Dark Knight. Lego Marvel Superheroes, which transforms the Marvel Universe into a world of Lego. And Injustice Gods Among Us, which pits some of our favorite DC characters against each other in Mortal Kombat. Finally, for the more mature crowds, Assassin's Creed takes to the high seas and lives the golden age of pirates in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And longtime Call of Duty and Battlefield fans can once again wage war with their intended series in Call of Duty Ghosts and Battlefield 4. That's it. Those are the games from this year that are probably going to be on your children's holiday wish lists. Now you know everything you need to know about the games, what they're rated, what they play on, and the games themselves. If you have any other questions, feel free to tweet me at BigManFanelli on Twitter, and I'll be happy to answer them as best I can. Now, if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos and you're like, what the hell are these boxes with letters in them, and he's talking about X placed, I don't know what this is, I have a solution. If you click right here, there's episode 1 with the ratings, and if you click right here, there's episode 2 with the consoles. All the information you need right here. Thank you very much for watching my mini-series on gaming. If I have helped one parent out there in the world, then I've done my job. Remember, responsible gaming is good gaming. Thank you very much.